Alrighty guys, we're back for some mono white aggro, and this is a Dominaria United Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked because this one's probably going to be pretty solid. First things first though, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you guys. What do we got in the build? This one looks a lot like the old mono white aggro, but we got a ton of new cards packed in here too. We got 4 Hopeful Initiates, naturally. I do still think that this card is a lot worse without Luminarch. Like, I guess a lot of cards are a lot worse without that card, but but this one in particular, since with Luminarch you used to be able to buff the other creatures and then swing in and then have this buff as well, so I don't know, we'll see. I still think it's one of the best 1-drops that white has to offer though. 4 Hotshot Mechanics, no vehicles in the build. It's just a 1 mana 2/1, which is pretty important for aggro decks. We've got 4 Guardian of New Benalia, so this is a 2 mana 2/2 with Enlist. Whenever Guardian of New Benalia enlists a creature, scry 2. Never ever underestimate the power of scrying in an aggro build for real. Really just scrying in general, I guess, but discard a card. Guardian of New Benalia gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Woo, buddy, that is good stuff. And we have some ways in the deck to actually utilize the cards back from the grave that we discard with the Guardian. We'll go over in just a second. Got 4 Intrepid Adversaries, an amazing 2-drop. The lifelink is going to go a very, very long way against mono red aggro, for example, or really any other aggro deck. But then being able to buff a nice wide board state is going to be important too. Got 3 Thalias, slowing down decks that are rocking the non-creature spells. What's that opponent? You want to drop your turn 3 Liliana? Well, it actually cost 1 more, so you're going to want to consider removing Thalia a different way, I suppose. Thalia is going to be very good and very important. We got 2 Valorous Stances. I think this is one of the only cards in the deck that doesn't work with Thalia. Of course, it just makes it 3 mana, so it's not that much worse when Thalia is on the board. 3 mana is not too bad. So choosing one, having a creature gain indestructible is really good, but then destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. What's that gonna hit? Sheoldred. That's right. We got to have ways to get around Sheoldred. Other words, it's just way too powerful of a blocker. Just having that 4 toughness is ridiculous. So yeah, Valorous Stance is gonna be great. Got 4 Anointed Peacekeepers. Here's a new one. We got a 3 mana 3/3 with Vigilance. As Anointed Peacekeeper enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, choose any card name. Spells your opponent's cast with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cost 2 more to activate, unless they're mana abilities. So yeah, make a meat hook cost 2 more. Yeah. This card's going to be very important for protecting our board states. Got 4 Brutal Cathars to go up against the other aggro decks. Brutal Cathar just happens to be really, really powerful. Also, when it flips to Moonrage Brute, don't underestimate that first strike right now. The first strike is really important, isn't it? Brutal Cathar also gets removed to a lot too. I don't think there's a better spot though. Like, what are you gonna do? Add a different kind of removal and then all of a sudden that removal doesn't work with Thalia? I don't know, man. You guys let me know in the comments. I know, like, I'm back and forth on Brutal Cathar all the time. Like, oh, it's really powerful. Oh no, it dies to everything, so it's no good. And then I feel like a lot of people are back and forth, but overall, it's very good. Got 3 Adelines in here, being able to go wide with our board state and also just have a very chunky Vigilance creature. Vigilance, of course, gets around Wandering Emperor. We haven't seen as much Wandering Emperor, but it's still out there. It's still floating about in ranked somewhere. Mainly, I like this card for going wide, and then, of course, eventually buffing the entire board with an adversary with all of our extra humans and stuff. It's just really powerful. Got 3 Serra Paragons. If you guys can't tell, the deck has just creatures that are ridiculous. Like, the worst creature in the deck is a 2/1/1 mana. That's the worst creature in the deck. Isn't that insane? So, Serra Paragon is a 4 mana, 3/4, flying. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. If you do, it gains when this permanent is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, exile it, and you gain 2 life. Wow. Okay, so not only can this help you gain life against other aggro builds, but this lets you recast stuff from the grave, 3 mana or less? What? We could just recast an Adeline when the opponent finally removed it? Like, they're over there sweating and they're like, oh man, oh, finally, that's dead. Nope, nope. Actually, we can just recast it next turn. Now, it doesn't necessarily do anything on the turn that you actually get this out there, but does it really matter? Sure, it has a big target on its back. Let them remove it. We have all these other amazing creatures. So anything you discard with the Guardian of New Benalia, you can eventually bring back, including land. Nice, dude. Only 3 of them, though. I'm not sure if we want to go up to 4 of them. The deck kind of wants to be a little bit lower on the mana curve. So on the very top end, though, Elspeth Resplendent. In the past, we tested Elspeth in a couple other aggro builds, and we came to the conclusion that at least having one of these on the top end of an aggro build is insane, and it can completely break up a locked down board state because of that first ability. But yeah, the -3 comes in handy a lot too. So imagine for the first ability, you give +1/+1 counter and a flying counter to your Adeline and just swing in for the victory, man. Just swing on in. Get it done. Got a -3 here. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. 7 is freaking half of your library at that point. Not really, but it's a lot. You may put a permanent card with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield with a shield counter. So Brutal Cathar, you're looking for removal. Maybe Elspeth Resplendent can find that Cathar and give it a shield counter, so now it survives. It's a beautiful, beautiful top end piece. Got 22 planes and 2 Seat of the Empires in here. You guys know in some aggro builds, I like to rock 2 seats and consider one of them removal. But between the Thalias and the Adelines, we do have legendary creatures, making this cost a little bit less too. But another really cool thing is if you do end up tapping 1 for white mana and then playing the other Seat of the Empire, keeping that seat and then tapping that for a white mana too, one of them's going to go to the grave, and guess what? We can eventually bring it back with Serra Paragon if we really want to. You can kind of do that back and forth where you can tap it for a mana before it's destroyed by the legendary land, so that'll be pretty cool, I suppose. Got a couple honorable mentions here. Destroy Evil is something you could consider over the Valorous Stance. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater, so that does kill the Shieldred, kills a bunch of other creatures in Standard, but this one also has destroy target enchantment on it too, so we could actually get rid of a meat hook that is very bothersome and that is continuously gaining the opponent life. It's just something to think about, really. There's also a couple other enchantments that might be worthwhile removing, like the Leyline Bindings and stuff like that. I think the Valorous Stance in here is going to be a little better. Lion Sash could be really good too with all the mono black running about. There's a lot of Tenacious Underdogs. Like every other game, you're going to be up against a deck with Tenacious Underdog in it. So Lion Sash might be something to consider for sure. And there's also just a lot of other cards that care about being in the graveyard. So yeah, Lion Sash. Guys, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked and see how we do. We'll see if we can get right into the first match for some good luck. 5 seconds? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll count that as some good luck. I'm gonna need it. I just got done with a 4 loss streak. I know 4 isn't as much as we've seen. We go first here. This is a slow hand. I don't like it. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Much, much better. Usually I'm super picky with my mulligans, but I do not. I like that last hand. Especially when we go first. Like, come on now. Gonna ditch the second Initiate because we do have our turn 2 of Guardian of New Benalia. Very cool sleeves, opponent. Oh. Might be up against a mirror match. That's an awesome emote. Do I have one to pair with that? End turn. I do have that one. Hold on. Where is it? Oh no, do I not have it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, so we want to see our third land immediately. That's funny, though. All right. So, hopeful initiate. Yeah, we full swing. We full swing. Being able... I think they just take the 4, honestly. They're going to want to try to outpace us. They don't know if we drew our third planes yet. They go for the block. Double block. Oh, we're taking out Thalia, probably, right? Yeah, we'll take out the Thalia. That makes sense to me. Go ahead and get the other initiate down. And we missed our first land drop. We should be able to get there. Should be able to get there. Opponent's having fun with the emotes, so I'm making sure. I'm scouting through to see which ones I could be rocking to. They found their third. Brutal Cathar takes the Guardian. And we don't have a way to get rid of the Cathar just yet, so... Yeah, they could start to... Oh, there we go. A Anointed Peacekeeper would have probably grabbed the Brutal Cathar. But we'll see what we hit here. Thalia, Adeline. Oh, buddy. This is not a mirror match. That's for sure. Adeline? Right? Yeah. Yeah. This is humans. This is legendary humans, and that is sick. What else could legendary humans be running? Like, this is the perfect example of a deck that could also have Wandering Emperor in it too, since that's legendary and it works with the Plaza of Heroes ability. Since it's a legendary spell, it says nothing about creature on it. If we draw a land, then Adversary could come down, buff everything. That could be pretty good. They go for the Thalia. The first strike on there is very good. Guardian's good too. They love their emotes. Let's go for the swing. They don't know what's in our hand. They don't know what's in our hand. And a double block is actually... Oh, yeah, they just take the damage. Let's get the other Peacekeeper down. Intrepid Adversary, huh? Okay, Intrepid Adversary it is. If we slow down both of the cards that they actually have in their hand... Like, we could still call, like, a Brutal Cathar in case they top deck one, but... Either way, this is going to be anyone's game. It really comes down to what we can draw at this point, because we're kind of behind on cards overall, because they were on the draw already, so they did get that extra draw, but then also we had to mulligan too, so 5 mana for an Adeline. At least we slowed it down a little bit, but it's a beautiful blocker for Peacekeeper. Not seeing that mana is a little rough. We do have the 24 in here. If we full swing... The 4/4 Adeline blocks the Initiate for sure. A double block is likely from Thalia and Initiate onto the Peacekeeper that's holding back their Adversary. So unfortunately, guys, we're going to go Guardian and hold everything back. If we just swing with Peacekeepers, then it's an easy block with the Adeline as well. So even though they have Vigilance, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what we do. Actually, let's do it. I've talked myself into it. Number one, I hate locked down board states. It's one of my least favorite parts of Magic. I love almost everything about Magic, except for counter spells and lockdown board states. Nice, so what this let us do is get extra damage through, and they don't know we're gonna have damage in the air soon, so... So I talked myself into the swing, because is that block that bad? They're at 7. We're getting a ton of damage through, right? And a double block onto a Peacekeeper wouldn't have been that bad for us because it breaks up that locked down board state that I just complained about. So we'll see, man. I don't know. I talked myself into the swing, and I think it was actually the right call, even though we lost the Initiate. The reason we still swung with the Initiate, though, there was an importance there. was because then the Adeline easily would have blocked the Peacekeepers instead, but they wanted to hit Initiate before we could get it even higher. So they found their second Brutal Cathar, and that unfortunately might... So they want to hit the Guardian. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. If they swing with Adeline now, a double block is terrible for us because now the 6... Actually... Yeah, great draws from the opponent. It looks like a sick deck. Legendary humans. That looks really cool. So we could double block just to take out the Adeline, but we don't. The life gain off the Lunarch Veteran looks awesome. Yeah, we're not seeing the mana. Luckily, the Guardian can help us block the Adeline now. They're gonna get one of these. I love the emotes, and I'm glad they're enjoying them too. I'll drop my favorite one here soon after they get like a bigger swing in and stuff, because they're gonna want to buff everything with the adversary. Yeah, we missed some mana, some land drops, unfortunately. Oh, I wonder what's in their hand. They're not dropping adversary for some reason. They're back up to 10. Lunarch Veteran, that's a terrific addition to the deck, opponent. A terrific addition. Too bad you can't enlist to defend, too. Wouldn't that be really cool? That would be really cool. Like, if this creature attacks or blocks... Oh, that would probably... Well, I don't know. So they're gonna go ahead and get rid of one of their plazas here. Okay, we're gonna resolve. We are going to make sure to give this indestructible. And at this point, I guess we get rid of Intrepid Adversary. And the reason being, I'm banking on drawing a land. We have 24 of them, so it's not gonna be unheard of here. I forgot to block the token too. Oh, Valorous Stance and the Moon Rage Brute. Oh man. Oh man. Alright, we'll keep the Valorous Stance open. End turn. And I'm pretty sure we get to drop this turn. We'll start with the full swing here. They buff everything, full swing. That looks like a really fun deck though. Really, they go for the king instead. Yeah, that makes sense too. That still buffs everything anyways. Wait for the full swing to happen. They're gonna full swing, right? I guess they don't know what's in our hand, but yeah, we're at 12. Okay, now we get to drop my favorite emote. Oh, we also could have Valorous Stance the Adeline beforehand, but we were dead, guys. I'm not even... As of the last turn, I'm still not even playing it out properly. There it is. Oh, I love that emote so much. It's so good, guys. Good game, though, opponent. Very good game. And you kept me entertained, too. Get rid of the Serra Paragon there, and hope that we draw some more mana in the next game. I do have the 24, right? I don't have 22, correct? Yeah, I have the 24. I'm like second guessing myself because that was a lot of turns to not see any mana off the top, right? I think so. Let me view Battlefield real quick. Yeah, we had 47 cards remaining in the deck. Maybe, I mean, I guess it wasn't that many turns overall. Guess it wasn't that many, but yeah. Hopefully we can see it in game number 2. Opponent's deck looked really fun. Definitely a deck I want to try out soon. Just legendary humans, man, with the king as a 3-drop, like 3 of the king, you know? Sounds really freaking cool. Great hand. We don't got a mulligan this time. Very good hand. Probably right into the Thalia, because most decks are, well, okay. Guardian could be good too, but a deck like that runs lightning strike, play with fires, it's probably Thalia. You get a good swing too. Going first here was very important for us. Adeline can drop next turn and we just have a humongous swing from then on. Then on. What is English, guys? They can't even swing into Thalia here. Yeah. Thalia's a great piece. Brutal Cathar could hit the adversary, but it's not that great. It's gonna be Adeline. We're gonna try to outpace mono red, and usually I'd say that wouldn't be a great idea. But we went first. We have the Brutal Cathar for emergency removal, and we just drew the adversary, so now if we get a plane, so we get to buff this whole board state with Adeline out there too. What on earth? This isn't mono red, guys. This is not what I was expecting at all. Could still buff everything. We did get that land, that's good. Brutal Cathar could take the heavy though, and then a full swing is still just as bad for the opponent. And then if they try to remove the Brutal Cathar, they're just gonna get a heavy back. Yeah, it's Brutal Cathar here. And then next turn, like, we're wide enough to where that adversary could end the game. So they don't even chump the Adeline. That puts them at 5. Opponent needs a really good removal spell here. Nah, GG. We got there. Nice. Dude, I wasn't expecting Rakdos. That was cool. I thought it was mono red for sure. We're seeing a lot of mono red, which I'm personally happy about. It's good to see mono red being good and doing a thing. Right into the next game. Let's go. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table? So at least we have a turn 1, and we can draw turn 2 easily. And we have the 4 mana, so we're not going to be complaining about not drawing land this game. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Is opponent gonna let us play? There we go. Welcome to the game, opponent. Welcome, my friend. Oh, I gotta remember that it was only in the first game that they were going crazy with the emotes, so. Another 3-drop. Yeah, I won't accept that trade, not until they put some mana into it. So they're gonna buff it to 2. And now maybe we can actually start to outpace as well. They could just drop another one though. One swamp open, so Adeline gets around a cut down, but also Anointed Peacekeeper can just peer into their hand. So it's gonna be Peacekeeper because we want to see what's in the opponent's hand and block any potential removal here. Yeah, so they did have the cut down, that's funny. So that probably hits the mechanic either way. So I think it's Tenacious Underdog, but stopping the Sorin could be good too. I think it's Tenacious Underdog though, because this probably dies in no time. Where is it? That's funny. I couldn't find it. My brain was not searching for it properly. The Tenacious Underdog. This eats the cut down. It would have eaten the cut down either way, I'm pretty sure. Because while Peacekeeper was on the stack, they could have played this, right? So Peacekeeper blocks the Sleeper until they buff it, so we go no blocks. Evolved Sleeper looks really good, guys. We just played with it this week, and it was like so versatile that I put it in the title. It was insane how good it was. So now that the cut down's gone, the first Brutal Cathar can successfully grab the Sleeper, and we can start swinging. But we're gonna be safe for a turn here, and we want the token off of Adeline to protect against Invoke Despair when it comes time. So we slowed down the Underdog, but Sorin probably hits next turn, and so does, they could also go Shieldred here too, but we're not too concerned about Shieldred because of the Cathar. Yeah, lots of decisions to make here, guys, my goodness. Because the Thalia could have slowed down the Sorin too. Get the Vampire probably. They actually just pass it right back to us. And so Thalia makes the Invoke a little bit more pricey, and if we drop Brutal Cathar, then Shieldred is safe to hit the board. The question here is, so if we go Brutal Cathar though, we can grab Vampire and not worry about removal on the Cathar and just kind of swing at Sorin. And maybe force a block here too. See, we don't want to get board wiped, but they don't have it in hand yet, I don't think. So if we grab Sleeper, that's pretty good too. Because it makes it so that way they can't trade with the Peacekeeper. We can swing here, and then we can swing at Sorin. Like that. So they can block there, and then... So they take the 6 to face, probably, and then Sorin dies regardless. So down to 10. Oh, they actually... Yeah, no, that was a great block from the opponent. I don't know what I was thinking there. Very good block, opponent. I was not thinking about the human block, and then they get to save the lifelink. Very sick. So the Shieldred hits the board. Adeline still gets over it easily. Second Thalia is pretty bad. The lifelink, so swinging with anything other than Adeline here would be bad. They don't know what's in hand, but we don't let up by any means. So was Brutal Cathar better to save for Shieldred? Probably. They're gonna gain 2, take 6, keep Shieldred on the board because when they draw, they gain another 2. No, they're gonna trade. It's a great trade. It's a great trade for us guys. Because now we don't got to deal with it. And Invoke Despair still costs 6, so we don't got to deal with that next turn. I guess the trade was actually pretty decent back and forth. If they have another Shieldred, then oh no. You know? They go for the swing there, so Meat Hook for 2? No, they can't. They can't Meat Hook for 2. Meat Hook for 1. Thalia's on the board, guys. They need a land before Meat Hook for 2. Also, a swing wouldn't lead, like that wouldn't mean a Meat Hook necessarily because this has a 3 toughness too, so I don't know what I'm saying. They're up to 17 and we got a 6th mana. Ew. Pretty gross. Pretty nasty. I think the opponent might have outpaced us here, guys, and I think it's my fault. I don't think I played this one out very well. So we can't full swing. I'd rather this turn into Mood Range Brute anyways. Actually, we do full swing. Here's why. They block Thalia. If they trade with Peacekeeper, great. Yeah, so they block the Thalia as anticipated. Back down to 11 and we play the other Thalia. Or, crap, do we just want it to go to Moon Rage Brute? Nah, we play Thalia. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know at this point. Moon Rage Brute has Ward, pay 3 life. This will turn into Graveyard Glutton if we don't play anything too. Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know, guys. My first time in Dominaria United playing mono white versus mono black. There's the Meat Hook for 1. So that does get rid of the second Thalia, which is great news for the opponent. Again, they don't know what's in hand. We're gonna swing. And if they trade with Trespasser, it's terrific for us. So we don't play Hotshot Mechanic and we get the Brute. So they're gonna take 3. They trade. So they can play their Tenacious Underdog without too many issues. Meat Hook doing a thing for the opponent. Makes me wonder if paying the 2 to get rid of the... Nah, not yet. Yeah, we could have, before the deaths happened, we could have gotten rid of Meat Hook with the Initiate, but I think more damage. So there's Invoke Despair. So let's get rid of their Meat Hook. And that's the card we sacrifice. Hopeful Initiate. So we still have a 3/3 Moonrage Brute. I think they swing here, guys. It's looking great for them. They swing, they gain life from the Vampire. Makes me think. Oh, great draw. Wow. Terrific draw, but we need to switch it back to the daytime here, so decline. And get the Hotshot Mechanic down and grab their Vampire. Yeah, so with the Brute, it makes me wonder if I should have just taken the lifelink Vampire earlier, because they gained so much life from that Vampire. However, it would have prevented that initial swing, and it could have caused the Anointed Peacekeeper to get traded into the Evolved Sleeper early on. Oh, meat hook for 2. Yep, second meat hook. That's been the nail in the coffin very often for us recently, guys. Two meat hooks has been doing us in. Hey, another great draw though. Wow. Hey, they emoted. Now we can always start the emotes too, but I usually don't like to. Good game, opponent. GG. Second Invoke Despair. Yeah. What's been doing us in often is the double meat hook. So we can survive one meat hook and we can survive for a little while, but the second meat hook, that usually just does it, unfortunately. Meat hook is a menace to society, to say the least, and now that Liliana's floating about too, it gives more people reason to play those mono black shells, which is very scary. It's tough stuff, guys. Very tough stuff, but our deck can totally get there against him. I feel like I just haven't been playing to my best ability, honestly. Okay, we have 1,000 2-drops in the deck, guys. We can totally draw one. Intrepid Adversary, Thalia, yep, Guardian, very nice. Opponent's tapped out, I'm doing it before combat just because. So Anointed Peacekeeper is probably coming down on 3 immediately just based on the colors that the opponent's running. Yeah, that might be a make disappear right away though. So we're gonna start with a swing and see if it's just simple removal. What's funny about Guardian and Initiate, well, yeah, it depends, because you want to swing with another creature with the Initiate. Let's see if Peacekeeper can hit the board. It's definitely not Brutal Cathar, and it's definitely not hold back because a make disappear might exist, because we don't know exactly what the opponent's running. Oh, Herd Migration. Oh my goodness. All right, what do we want to hit here? See, the Wandering Emperor is really bad, but so's the Archangel. Let's do Wandering Emperor. Where is it? The Wandering Emperor, there it is. I think that makes the most sense to me. How do you guys feel about it? Even though they get a bunch of life gain from Herd Migration, I don't know, man. We can outpace this. We can definitely outpace this. I believe in us. So this is probably 5-color control. That's what I'm thinking it is. Xur? Oh, okay. Well, we take that out with Brutal Cathar and then hope that they don't find anything on their next turn, because that's what they ended up drawing there. Serra Paragon could be cool too. I am gonna play this in case we want to do 2 things next turn and draw another 2-drop. Yeah. Actually, what if the Seat of the Empire can take out the Xur? What if they block? No. No. I play it as a land and we take out Xur with the Cathar. Here's why. I want the 4th mana no matter what for the Serra Paragon. We got a ton of damage slipping through here and we know exactly what's in the opponent's hand. So they need a terrific top deck here because Anointed Peacekeeper makes it so that way the Wandering Emperor isn't doing a whole lot. They just need a terrific top deck. So they get the Archangel of Wrath down. It's a good blocker, but they're at 7. My turn. So we did get the 4th planes for the Serra Paragon when it comes time. So we don't swing with Brutal Cathar, we know that much. Enlist, swing, swing. 3 attackers. Tap Brutal Cathar for the enlist. Scry 2. What do we find here? I send both of them. We don't need either of those. The second Hopeful Initiate could be good. I'm just looking for something a little better. Even a Valorous Stance would be terrific here. This has lifelink. That's why the opponent hasn't left the building just yet. They end up blocking the Peacekeeper. They take 7, go up 3, and we drop the Serra Paragon and keep the other Guardian to make sure so we can recast Peacekeeper next turn. Okay, very nice. Hey, it was still worth the swing with Peacekeeper, right? That way Initiate could get through. Other words, they would have just blocked Initiate and taken the 5. So Wandering Emperor comes down. They're down to 2. They're going to hit the Brutal Cathar. Up to 4. The lifelink on the Archangel. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Okay, maybe it was Seed of the Empire, but I still wanted to be able to play Serra Paragon. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Now I'm getting scared. Now I'm getting scared. Because that's a lot of... And we're seeing land. That's good news, I suppose. Could actually just keep that back. Gonna gain 3 off of this, so they're gonna go back up to 7 regardless. First step, right? We gotta check the opponent's hand. Yeah, Kami's War is going to be the choice here, isn't it? Oh, it's the Kami War. There we go. I think that's okay. We have the other Guardian if we wanted to play another one down. We're going to enlist this with the Serra Paragon because a double block is pretty bad. And then if we enlist it, then at least we have a ton of damage. We're just going to keep swinging face. Oh, if we don't do this... Wait, if we enlist it, I think it won't buff the Initiate. So the Initiate is probably a bad swing here. They're forced to block with something, and it's going to be Zur. Yeah, we can't swing with Initiate, guys. We can't. I'm pretty sure that it won't buff the Initiate. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that would work. Keep the Serra untapped in case they draw another Wandering Emperor. Get the Scry too, so we're searching. Thalia would have been huge this game. I think it's too late, though. Yeah, they have great cards that we could tax, but what we're looking for is a way to buff the board or like an Adeline or something. So let's see what they end up doing here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use this ability and discard the planes. They're back up to 7. They get to keep the Zur, which means... Do we play this? Do we play this? Yes, I think the answer is yes. We no longer have protection open for the Guardians if they go for a destroy ability. The Kami War, you know, it's an exile ability anyways. They're gonna go for a blocker on the ground. Yeah, guys, what an uphill battle. This is anyone's game. They can even gain life off the herd here. They go for the cycle, man. That means herd migration is definitely what they're gonna be doing. They want to kill the Anointed Peacekeeper so they can get the Kami War down as soon as possible. Lightning Strike, nice, good find. Very good find for the opponent. Drop the forest so Kami's... Hey, another Peacekeeper. Oh, man. Right, so we can recast one of these that end up dying, first of all. So we're gonna go ahead and drop the, my apologies guys, I'm getting a phone call. I'm just gonna go ahead and move that away from the microphone for now. We're almost done with the video. Don't worry, person who's calling me. Don't you worry one bit. So I think it's a full swing. I apologize, opponent. I was pretty distracted there. Pretty distracted. I think it's a full swing because we get to recast the Guardian from the grave. This is 5 damage coming through. Terrific. That's very, very good. Recast Guardian. play Peacekeeper and call the Kami War. Peacekeeper's insane, guys. Peacekeeper's insane. So they have to pay 2 extra to play the Kami War. They're going for the herd migration. Oh my goodness, guys. I wasn't even anticipating that. That was amazing. Oh my goodness. They are in this game and it is starting to stress me out. So, Serra Paragon, that's good. That's good. I think we just play the other Serra Paragon and pass, but then they get to exile 1 next turn, but at least it's not the Peacekeeper then. Guys, what do we do? What do we do, guys? We get to recast one of these back from the grave. So here's how we're gonna do this. Here's how we're gonna do this, guys. We get a bunch of scries here. Adeline, yes. Yes, Adeline's beautiful. Get these planes out of here. We get to recast one of the Guardians. Block, block. So we got the scries we wanted. 2 more of their creatures are gone. We get to recast one of these. Yeah, we got to be careful. The other one gets exiled, so we do got to be careful there, for sure. We do got to be careful. Fight rigging drops. Zur taps, gives the fight rigging lifelink. Guys, no way. Wait. Oh no, they needed more mana. They needed a white source. We got there. Let's go, guys. Oh my goodness. 50% win rate. Uphill battles, guys. This one stressed me out. Did they miss tap by chance? They needed a white source. Oh, I think they... Wait, am I missing something? No, they... Yeah, I'm missing something. They cycled the headquarters, right? They had 2 white sources here and here. Then they played fight rigging. I think they needed that white source to be able to power that up to give it lifelink. But at long last, it looked like we were going to be able to fly in the air with both of our Serra Paragon. So even if this had Death Touch, lifelink, hexproof, so it doesn't have flying, right? So we could have just flown in with both of the Serra Paragons. They would have needed to use the Kami's War on one of these, and then Anointed Peacekeeper would have... Yeah, that's insane, guys. That was a close one, though. Oh, man. Either way, let's go ahead and go over the deck. Usually, we would have time for one more if the aggro deck was faster, and I don't think this is necessarily a fast one here, guys. So, yeah, let's go over the deck again, because we are 43 minutes in. Here's the list. That first match, we didn't find mana, and I think that just happened to be some bad luck, because 24 is more than enough in a deck that has 8 1-drops and a bunch of 2-drops. You do want to think of Adversary as a 4-drop sometimes, but you're going to play it out on 2 often anyways. But yeah, I liked it. Hey, mono white still kicking? Maybe. I would consider ranking up with this, but more testing is required for sure, because man, the meta has been brutal and the decks have been really strong. So guys, let me know what you thought down in the comments. Serra Paragon is incredible. The fact that in that locked down board state, in that late game, we were able to just keep recasting our creatures and have strategic swings at the opponent's face. Yeah, even with all their life gain, we were able to get that damage through. Peacekeeper was an MVP. Guardian of New Benalia, MVP. Great white cards coming out of the new set. So very nice. We didn't get to see Elspeth today, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, Brutal Cathar was still really good, even though there is a ton of removal. You just got to kind of think about it. You got to think, like, is this going to get removed as soon as I play it type of thing, you know? Thalia was really good, too. Yeah, I liked the deck a lot, guys, so... Either way, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Wow, what are you guys doing here? Seriously, you guys are champions, and I will see you in the next video.